Hello, and welcome to the video that goes into the analysis settings in your iconPCR data analysis app. This app is accessible either as an app directly on your laptop or through the website analysis.n6tech.com. For this video, we'll refer to the web-based application, but the settings are exactly the same as the laptop app. After your run is complete, you'll want to export your data to run on the analysis app. Select Export Data and select whether you want to export your data by rows, the data order going from well A1, A2, A3, and so on, or by columns, the data order going from wells A1, B1, C1, and so forth. The resulting data is downloaded as a CSV file, which you can drag and drop directly into the analysis app. In the Analysis app, you'll have a variety of scripts that you're able to choose from. The default script is GraphView, which illustrates the PCR profile of each of your samples from your run. The GraphView plots raw fluorescence values, but if you want to plot the normalized fluorescence values, click on the parameter Normalized Data. We'll unnormalize our data here, and we'll go into the next script option called Library Volume Calculator. This feature allows you to determine how much volume from each well to pull together if you're using your amplified libraries for downstream applications such as next-generation sequencing. This calculator is best used when samples end in early or mid-exponential phase. In this setting, there are three parameters. The inclusion threshold is a multiplier to help include or exclude samples from your analysis. Samples will only be included if their fluorescence value equals or exceeds the background fluorescence value multiplied by the inclusion threshold value. If the inclusion threshold is set to 1, then all samples will be included. The volume multiplier is simply the minimum volume you're willing to pipette for any sample. This allows you to pull equal molarities of sample together, assuming the average base pair size of the pulled samples is the same. Based on what value is set here, the resulting volumes to pull for each sample will be scaled relative to the final fluorescence value and will be never below this value set here. When you scroll down, you will find a resulting table showing the final fluorescence value revealed for every sample, along with the volume to withdraw for the corresponding sample. Note that not all values will be presented here. Only values that meet the criteria defined by the inclusion threshold value will be included here. You can export this table so you can have these values available on your local computer. Lastly, if you're pulling all samples together at the volume specified in the table here, you can adjust the spray ratio. The software then auto-calculates how many spray beads to add relative to the pooled sample for downstream purification. The next script we'll go into is called Stop Cycle. This is useful if you have an AutoNorm setting enabled during your run and you want to see at which cycle the samples has stopped at, as shown here. The last several scripts are several ways one can calculate the CT value. CT calculation is the most comparable to standard CT calculations, where the script curve fits the data and finds the earliest point along the linear phase of the PCR curve to define the CT value. The minimum fluorescence threshold here helps to filter out samples that didn't cross this user-defined fluorescence value. RFU CT determines at what cycle number the sample crosses a user-defined fluorescence threshold. If a sample didn't cross this value, no CT value is provided. Lastly, baseline CT determines the CT value at which the fluorescence value of a sample crosses the baseline fluorescence level multiplied by the value set in the inclusion threshold box. If a sample didn't cross this value, no CT value is provided. With that, you're one step closer to being an icon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next iconU video.